Dr. Doss. This is my OARS assignment, and the client today will be played by my brother. Also, if you hear my cat meowing or running in the background, please ignore her. Okay, so here we go. So, hello, how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. So what's one of the main things that you feel have brought you in to see me today?
Just trouble with school.
Well, obviously there's a lot going on recently with, classes and a lot of things not being in person or the way they used to be. How are your classes? Are a lot of them virtual, or do you have any in person?
I have, most of them are virtual, but I do have one that's well, actually two that are hybrid. One 2D art class and then a UK 101.
And you meet in person for those? What?
For the digital, for the 2D class, we meet in person on and off.
On and off?
But for the UK 101, we meet on Fridays.
Is that every week you meet on Fridays?
Yes.
So you're regularly meeting every Friday for the UK 101 class, but the 2D art class is kind of whenever?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you feel you're doing with your classes? Feel like you're keeping up well?
Yeah, I think I'm keeping up fairly well.
How do you feel like you've kind of mastered the change between going from high school to, freshman year?
I mean, I wouldn't say mastered. Mastered seems a bit of a strong word, but I'd say I got used to it.
So then if you haven't quite mastered, which is okay, we're only within the first month of the semester, what things would you say that you feel you need to work on in order to get better with your classes?
Probably better pacing myself. I think I'm getting close to getting better at that.
And what do you mean by pacing? Do you mean like time management or just taking your time to do your assignments?
Time management probably.
And is there anything you currently do to help with your time management skills?
I just get up each morning and just make a set of things that I have to do by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And for, let's say, do you look at your schedule like, do you look at it in terms of a week, or do you do it daily? So like if you receive your assignments on a Sunday, do you plan out the entire week, or do you just kind of go day by day?
I usually go day by day.
So you just wake up in the morning and then...
Yeah, I wake up in the morning, look at everything, and then I plan it out.
And
depending on when it's due.
When it's due?
Yeah.
And so far that's been working?
Yeah.
Is there any other things that you feel that you've had trouble adjusting to?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
So, no homesickness or,
Nah.
Any personal relationship problems, roommate problems?
I miss my cat.
You miss your cat? Is your cat at your home, or
yes,
who's your cat staying with?
His name's Max, and he's staying with my father and mother, and I miss him.
So, do you have any way to kind of go back and see him when you miss him?
I could, but I don't have the time.
You don't have the time? Well, what about, is there any way, you could like FaceTime or, some sort of chat that you feel you could
maybe
see him through?
I haven't really thought of it.
You haven't really thought of it? Is there, so let's say, is there any way that you could maybe set up a time to do that?
Maybe.
Like, so, like you said, you plan a lot of your stuff based around kind of a daily schedule. So is there any way that, like, you could, maybe mornings or, afternoon or evening, you could set something up and say, I want to video chat to be able to see my cat Max.
Well, that kind of all depends on my parents' schedule, because if they're not there, then it's kind of impossible to FaceTime them.
Well, I mean, do both of your parents work then?
Yes, they do.
And what kind of hours do they work?
They work a good usual of good like 9 to 5.
So you could probably talk to them in the evening then, and maybe
Yeah.
set up a chat. In order to see your cat. Do you think that's something they would be willing to do?
Probably.